Hello. So this video is going to be about using the eBay API, in particular the eBay image search. It's a new feature and they refer to it as experimental. There's a caveat, however, which says experimental does not mean low quality. So if you want to see how to use it, I've spent an hour or two working out how to get the correct syntax. And if this saves you having to do the same as I've just done, then this video is probably worthwhile. So what I've done is I've logged in, found my old OAuth detail credentials, and I've looked at the documentation, search by image. Searches for eBay items based on a base 64 string of an image. So if you know what you're looking for, but you don't know how to describe it with words, for instance, it might be an old record cover, it might be a book, it could be something which you've got a picture of, but you don't quite know what are the best words to describe it. Or could even be a foreign language. For instance, if you wanted to search eBay in Germany or France and you can't speak German or French, this may also be another solution. So if we look at the samples, view samples, and we should get the eBay API developer docs. And there's an example here. So the examples they give are never specifically for Python. So this is hopefully why this video is useful and worth watching. So hopefully you'll agree. If you do agree, don't forget to do all the usual subscribe stuff, thumbs up, comment, algos and all that. Right, so without further ado, let's just look at the syntax. So, wow, that's a big page. Here we go, search by image. This is an experimental method. What you actually do is you get an image of what you want to search for. So I've chosen to search for a drill. Don't ask me why. So what you do is to get the base 64 image string. So what you're doing is you're converting the image to a base 64 image string to pass it to the API. So what I did was I went off and got an image of a drill, and then I went on base64encode.net, and then I did choose file. I chose the drill. So that's my JPEG of a drill that I downloaded. Then you click open, then you click encode, and then you get the base 64 string of the drill. So then what I did was I just copied and I did Control A. So then I pasted that into my Python code. So let's just bring that up and I'll show you where I put it. I'll show you it in full in a minute, and I'll show you it working. So yeah, if you see just here, image, this is a Python dictionary. So what I did was I created a Python dictionary, and then there you can see /9j here where it's encoded it, and then I copied and pasted. There you see 4AAO QSKJ and so on. So all of this here represents the image in base 64. So then that is the value which goes with the key, and the key is called image. I've called it image, you can call it whatever you want. I think you can. eBay call it image anyway. So what I've actually done is I've not even used any eBay API plugins or anything. So all I've actually done is used requests, JSON. That's grayed out, so that's not even used. And URL equals, so the URL, line 4, URL equals, and this line is what you will see in the API developer docs. And it's using browse. So it's using the browse API. If you're familiar with the eBay APIs, you've got finding, browse, inventory, seller, many. Search by image. So that's the whole uniqueness of this video. We're using eBay API and we're searching by image. So if you were doing this as a human, you'd go www.ebay.co.uk, bring up the home page, and then you would, if you could, you'd be searching by an image of a drill. So without this, you'd actually be typing in drill. And if you're doing it on a foreign site, you'd obviously have to search what the foreign word for drill was. If you didn't know what the item was called, if you'd never seen a drill before, but you knew you wanted one, that's where this is very useful. And headers, authorization, bearer. So this is a really, really long string. It's massive and it will just go on forever. There we see it. It's gone off the edge of the page. What we build here is a headers, a dictionary. So authorization is the key, bearer is the value, in quotes. Important that you do it in quotes. Content dash type is another key, accept is another key, content language is another key, and then these are the values. So you should end up with a dictionary called headers with minimum of 4 keys and a minimum of 4 values. Yeah, authorization bearer is what you get when you use this, which is get OAuth user token. To be honest, you can't see it anyway because my webcam thumbnail's in the way, but even if you copied this, it would probably only work for, I don't know, temporarily. These refresh quite frequently, which is my next job, which is to find out how to use Python to update my OAuth user token, because there's no point trying to automate it and then you end up with error 400 because your token's expired. So there we go, look there. And this is the call request example. So here they've actually, all they've really given you is, that's the dictionary I've just showed you, and there we've got request body. So that is just a pair of curly braces, and inside, so it's a dictionary, a Python dictionary. Inside you've got your key and then you've got your value, which in quotes, and the request body is what we got from base64 image encoder. So yeah, if we look, they've shown an example using curl, and obviously curl is yeah, a little bit different to Python syntax. So that is all that's your URL that you put in requests, that's your image, that's your data, and obviously if we go back to my code here, you can see that because the other thing is you must use post. So posts, request.post, and then you pass inside the parentheses, you pass URL as normal, just as you would with a GET request, and then headers equals headers. So headers equals this dictionary with the 4 keys and the 4 values. First one being authorization in quotes, and then the value in quotes is the bearer, which is your OAuth code. So URL, headers equals headers, and then JSON equals request underscore data. What is request underscore data? That's the dictionary which contains the image key and the image value. So 3 things inside the post request. Next, I'm just printing the response code, the status code, and then I'm printing the response JSON. So if my OAuth key is still valid, let's run it. And there we go. That might not look much use, but it will be. It will be once you've passed it. It'll be a Python dictionary, and let's just click on some of these, because you can follow the link in VS Code. So if we just follow that link, and it's opened up on another screen, I'm just going to drag it across. And well, I wouldn't actually I don't believe that is actually a drill, so that's not good. Maybe that's why it's experimental. Let's have another look at another one then. Click this one, gallery plus eBay image. And that's not a drill either. So let's see if we can find something. Feedback percentage, browse, images, thumbs. There we go, that looks a bit better. We've got a Milwaukee. Don't even think that's a drill, to be honest. So I'm guessing it's probably looking for vendors. So it'll be looking for, if it finds a war, it'll be looking for Milwaukee or so on. So let's just try another one. And I don't think that's a drill either. Is it a... Maybe it is. So the jury's still out on that, but I think it's a good feature, and probably I've chosen a difficult one for it. If we'd chosen potentially, I don't know, a music album cover, then that might work better. We could try that. It would mean I've got to go and do some very fiddly copy and paste, but if you'd like to see that, let's do that. Okay, so this is a fairly iconic image for anybody over 30. Let's save this. So this is an album cover of a very famous rock album in the 80s, I think it was. So it might have even been the 70s. Meat loaf. JPEG. Right, let's close that. Close. And now we want, let's come back. Let's go back to base 64. Let's encode this. And okay, it still starts with a /9J. That's probably something to do with an image. Right, what are we doing? Let's paste that. Put the cursor on line 13 and backspace 1, and then just hold down backspace for what feels like forever. In fact, I'm not even going to do that. Let's do it the proper way. Let's just get rid of that, and instead we want to say image equals quotes paste, and then on the next line we'll close the dictionary. We've got an error. I do that so much. The with key value pairs, put equals instead of colon. Right, let's run that and see what we get. And we've got a good response anyway, so let's see. I can see something quite promising there already. It's looking like another. Okay, not sure quite why we got that. It's not like in opening the link. There we go. Meatloaf poster. Trade. Bat out of hell. Beyond the gates of platinum. So by doing an image search for a Meatloaf album cover, we found a Meatloaf poster. So I think that's pretty good. I think it's probably worth, if that's something which is going to be of benefit to you, I think it's probably something worth investigating. And I've got another error there. T-shirt. Let's T-shirt pre-production sample. See if that works. We should get a Meatloaf T-shirt. Fingers crossed. Yeah, there we go. So by uploading by base encoding a Meatloaf album cover for Bat Out of Hell, we've then done an API search, and without having to do any typing or use any words, we have gone and successfully retrieved some additional related items, shall we say. So yeah, that is how to use the eBay API search by image. It's a new feature, so I kind of wanted to do a video on it just in case it helps anybody else. And it's good Python API practice really. So hopefully this has been interesting. If it has, don't forget to do the old thumbs up, all that, you know. I can't swear nowadays because I'd like to get monetized one day, but I would have called it something beginning with S, but yeah, do all that usual stuff. Yeah, do all that. Yeah, see you next time. Thanks, bye.